now getting the hang of doing these live streams, and I'm telling you, I'm going to catching up to the legendary YouTubers and the legendary influencer podcasts. And the reason I'm going to be to these legendary folks is because I have been blessed. I have been blessed to grow up in an area in the DMV, Silver Spring, Maryland, in an area in which we have a franchise, a football franchise. Well, first of all, I was blessed to grow up in that area, and I was also blessed to have fallen in love with the sport of football, the most popular sport in the entire world. And this particular franchise that I have been through so much, so much. I have been through so much with this particular franchise to the point in which I could bring my sister on right now. My older sister's 5 years older than me, and I could bring her on right now. I could bring her on. I could bring my mother, my father on. Anyone that knew child version of Aswan. I'm talking about formative years Aswan that elementary school, middle school, high school years Aswan, and you will bring up a certain franchise named the Washington Redskins, and everything would change. You see on the screen. Versatility equals longevity. All right. The message we have for today is not limited to the football world. All right. As difficult as it has been, and I'm telling you, it has. I've been frustrated. I've gotten into fights. I mean, I've taken some. I had a Redskins helmet that I would wear to go to sleep. As growing up, I would wear to go to sleep. I smashed it. It got to a point where I took the helmet and I smashed it on the ground. I broke it, like to the point, like every my father looks at me like I can't believe it. Like they would frustrate me. And ironically, one of the games that me and my father went to. We played the Eagles back when they had Donovan McNabb. I show up, everything, in the cold, all my Redskins gear, ready to roll, ready to see my damn team win. And they go and lose. And McNabb he's dancing, he's doing, he was back. This was back in McNabb day. They had Andy Reid and all that. And McNabb just straight bust our ass. I will never forget that feeling. There's twice I had to go and watch them in Faxville lose to a divisional opponent. I watched them get their ass kicked by Philly. And then when I got to college, there was I think it was a Sunday night game. Me and my father, we watched them get their ass kicked by the Giants to the point we're in FedEx Field feeling like we're in New York and shit. I just left New York from school because I went to Stony Brook. So I just left New York, and then I come back home to watch a Giants versus Redskins game, ready to go back to New York and talk all the shit, just talk shit to all these Giants fans. And that was the night where I think it was remember that swinging gate thing that Jim Zorn did, where he did some swinging gate bullshit where I guess he faked like he was going to do a field goal, some nonsense that he did. And that was the night that I was getting texts from all my boys from Stony Brook, what's up with your skins, bro? What's up with your skins? I'm telling you, I've been there. I've been through a lot with that franchise. But anyway, again, I didn't plan on going on that rant, but I just needed to show you guys how big of a fan I am of this particular franchise. So I had meant to cut myself off at a point, but I say all that to say, even if it does happen and we don't get it done this weekend, I gotta tell you, I am so incredibly happy. So incredibly happy that hold on, let me get through this text real quick. GM I'm so incredibly happy that the Commanders are relevant. All right. And I made sure I framed all that and then explained to you how deep this this diehard fan of me, how deep it actually runs. This was the team that gave me my identity, and I would go back and forth with anybody always. I mean, if there's one thing that people who knew me in school, one thing they knew is Aswan or Wani or whatever it is they were going to call me, whatever they were calling me, they're like, oh, he's going to go at it. He's always arguing about those damn Redskins. Even when I got to college, there was a point where several friends was like, "Did you just shut the hell up about the Redskins?" Even, and the crazy part is they weren't even relevant. This is back when they weren't even relevant and they weren't winning any playoff games. So, anyway, what they're doing, and even though on the field, they haven't produced the wins. There's still a lot of lessons in the business world that I've been able to learn from watching them because of, again, for the longest time, they've been doing it the wrong way. But this new ownership group, between Josh Harris and, Magic Johnson's part of it, this new ownership group has been very out, has been very public in terms of the importance of versatility, finding talent, and allowing the talent to flourish. All right. Allowing the talent to flourish. And I'm bringing all of this up because it's important as we translate that into the working world. All right, it's important as we have that mindset.